Alright everyone, so we have some potential massive leaks for the Man of Steel sequel, which is currently in development at Warner Brothers. Now, obviously with the Superman character, a lot of people were kind of left out of, what that character stands for and stuff, and a lot of people want to see that character explored more often in the DC Extended Universe. However, recently we learned that they're actually going to go forward and develop the sequel, so that's pretty awesome to hear. Now, obviously the sequel will be set after the Justice League film, and the first details that we have are as follows. I'm just going to basically run down everything that we have in this potential leak here, so if you don't want to know about specific story details, characters, and things that might happen in the film, you should probably click off the video now because this is going to be going to spoiler territory here, but here we go. So the working titles for the Superman sequel are Superman Last Son and Superman Last Son of Krypton. Now obviously those are comic book story arcs that Geoff Johns had worked on with Richard Donner actually about General Zod and those sort of characters, so I think that that title could definitely fit in with the storyline they're going with here. Now Geoff Johns and Zack Snyder are the ones that are hashing out the storyline here, so basically what's happening right now is that there is a story treatment. The script hasn't been written yet because they haven't actually brought on a screenwriter at this point, so they basically just have a rough story treatment, what's going to happen in the film, and Geoff Johns and Zack Snyder worked that out themselves. Now J.J. Abrams is the top candidate and has been approached to direct the film per this leak. Now Snyder, interestingly enough, is still interested in directing the character to, well, many people's apprehension. I don't know if a lot of people want him to come back and direct Man of Steel 2. I certainly would like to see something a little different and see the character interpreted to a different person's vision. Snyder and Geoff Johns want to complete a Superman trilogy, this being the third film in, that kind of story arc, because we had Man of Steel, Batman v Superman was kind of like the middle ground for him, and then this would finish out the trilogy, I guess, for that character. Now Brainiac is the main villain of the Superman standalone film as per this leak. This could be an early story outline, but as we know here with this info, Brainiac is the main villain of the story. The film would open with a Krypton sequence 10 years before the birth of Kal-El. Brainiac takes the city of Kandor while General Zod, Faora, and his forces try to defend the city. Kara Zor-El is also a soldier that ends up trapped by Brainiac in the bottled city of Kandor. Now this also puts some further complications because we saw Kara in the Man of Steel prequel comic actually had her scout ship land on Earth, but maybe she actually did end up going back to Krypton somewhere in between, because I think that ship had landed somewhat like 100,000 or 80,000 years before Superman landed on Earth. So who knows with that? That's a little bit of a misconception in terms of where Kara Zor-El should be in this universe. But moving on, Geoff Johns and Zack Snyder wrote the opening sequence with the intention of showing that General Zod was once a hero. Now obviously in the Man of Steel film, Jor-El told Kal that General Zod was once the military leader of Krypton. He was a dedicated soldier, he believed in what he fought for, and he wanted to preserve Krypton and what was going on with those people. Now General Sam Lane would also serve a small role in the film and will be set up as a future antagonist potentially for a Superman film or just a general DCEU villain. Lois Lane's role in this film is very small because the story will primarily focus on Superman, Brainiac, and Krypton and the ties that follow them. The capital of Thanagar will be in Brainiac's collection, just a small Easter egg to Hawkman and obviously the Thanagarians, because that would be pretty cool to see. Martian Manhunter was discussed at one point in including the film. He would have chased Brainiac to Earth after Brainiac captured his race alongside his family, so maybe just an Easter egg to set up that character, but who knows if that'll actually be featured in the movie. Superman will travel to space in this film, something we haven't seen in the previous films. Kara Zor-El will meet her cousin once he enters Brainiac's ship, and she'll be younger due to the fact that the races in the bottled cities don't age. Superman and Brainiac fight twice in the film in space and on Earth. The Justice League would make a cameo at the end of the film to help Superman in the final battle against Brainiac. So all of this stuff sounds pretty interesting. Again, we don't know if this is true or not, or whether this is a very early draft of the story outline. I mean, things could be changed here and there, depending on whether or not this film is going to come out in 2018 or 2019. We don't really know how far along they are on the development process. Geoff Johns might have just said, hey, these are some story ideas I have for a Man of Steel sequel, present them to Zack Snyder and other executives at Warner Brothers, and they're trying to hash out what this film should include. It should have Supergirl in there, it should have Brainiac, who's going to be the villain. We don't really know at this point, but anyways, these are the potential leaks that are circling around the Superman sequel. So anyways, post your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys make of these leaks, and what would you like to see happen in the Superman standalone film? I personally am pretty okay with the storyline because I'd love to see Supergirl and Superman on the same screen in a cinematic sense, and I'd love to see Brainiac explored. I'd always wanted to see Brainiac explored in a Superman film as an antagonist because he has such a rich history with Superman and just alien races in general. He's this kind of collector. He goes around the galaxy, so there's a very interesting conflict that they could have with each other. But anyways, leave all your thoughts down in the comment section below, and if you're stopping by the channel for the first time, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys next time.